Namaste. Today we are going to talk about how to ask questions in Hindi. In this lesson, we're going to focus on two question words, kyaa and kyun. Kyaa means what and kyun means why. So we have kyaa, what, kyun, why. One more time, kyaa means what, kyun means why. And again, kyaa means what, kyun means why. Great, now that you've learned the words, let's do some practice problems. Listen to the question and decide whether you would use kyun or kyaa. First one, what is your name? What is your name? Is it kyun or kyaa? Remember, kyun means why, kyaa means what. So this is a kyaa question, right? Kyaa, what is your name? What time is it? Kyun or kyaa? If you said kyaa, shabash. Kyaa means what in Hindi? What was the line that Lakshman drew called from the story of Ramayana? What was the line that Lakshman drew called? Kyun or kyaa? The question is, what was the line that Lakshman drew called? Is it kyun or kyaa? If you said kyaa, shabash, because kyaa means what? By the way, what was the line called that Lakshman drew? If you heard my Ramayana story, then you should know it was called the Lakshman Rekha. Lakshman Rekha. All right. Why did Lakshman draw the Lakshman Rekha? Is it a kyun or a kyaa question? Why did Lakshman draw the Lakshman Rekha? Is it a kyun or a kyaa question? If you said kyun, shabash, because kyun means why. And by the way, what is the answer? Why did he draw it? It was to protect Sita, right? To protect Sita. Why did the Mandalorian save Baby Yoda? Why did the Mandalorian save Baby Yoda? Is it a kyun or a kyaa question? If you said kyun, very good, because kyun means why. Why did Ram aim for Ravan's belly button? Kyun or kyaa? If you said kyun, very good. And what's the answer to the question? Why did Ram aim for Ravan's belly button? If you've heard my Ramayana story, you should know the answer. Remember from the story, Bhagwan Brahma made it so that Ravan couldn't get hurt except in his belly button. So that is why Ram aimed his arrow at Ravan's belly button. Why did the teddy bear say no to dessert? Why did the teddy bear say no to dessert? Is it a kyun or a kyaa? If you said kyun, very good. Kyun means why. And what's the answer to the riddle? Why did the teddy bear say no to dessert? Because he was stuffed. What was Kumbhakaran's curse? Kyun or kyaa? What was Kumbhakaran's curse? Is it a kyun question or a kyaa question? If you said kyaa, very good. And what's the answer to the question? What was Kumbhakaran's curse? Again, if you've heard my Ramayana story, you should know the answer. The curse was that Kumbhakaran slept for 6 months at a time. And then he'd wake up for one day and one day only, and then go back to sleep for 6 months again. Okay, next question. What do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be when you grow up? Kyun or kyaa? If you said kyaa, very good. It's a kyaa question. Why did these two eggs stop being friends? Is it a kyun or a kyaa? Why did these two eggs stop being friends? It's a kyun, right? Kyun means why. By the way, what's the answer to the riddle? Why did these two eggs stop being friends? Because they didn't understand each other. Get it? Anda means egg in Hindi. All right, next one. What do you get if you cross a machli with a hathi? What do you get if you cross a machli with a hathi? Is it a kyun or a kyaa question? It's a kyaa question, right? Because it's a what question. And what's the answer to the riddle? What do you get if you cross a machli with a hathi? Well, what does machli mean? Fish. And what does hathi mean? elephant. So what do you get when you cross a machli with a hathi? You get swimming trunks. All right, what goes tick, woof, tick, woof? Is this a kyun or a kyaa question? If you said kyaa, balle balle, because kyaa means what? And what's the answer to the riddle? What goes tick, woof, tick, woof? A watchdog. All right, next one. Why did the kid cross the playground? Is it a kyun or a kyaa question? Kyun, right? Because kyun means why. And what's the answer to the riddle? Why did the kid cross the playground? To get to the other slide. What did you learn today? Is it a kyun or a kyaa question? If you said kyaa, very good. And today, after this video, maybe you can share with your parent or guardian what you learned today. Okay, now let's try to put some Hindi sentences together using these new words that we've learned. So if I tell you that time in Hindi is Samay, how would we say, what time is it in Hindi? Time is Samay. So first let's break it down. Is it a kyun or a kyaa? Remember, kyaa means what and kyun means why. Again, the question is, what time is it? So is it a kyun or a kyaa? It's kyaa, right? Because it says, what time is it? And again, time in Hindi is samay. So how would we say, what time is it in Hindi? I'm going to give you a few seconds to think about how we would translate this into Hindi. What time is it? We'd say, Samay kya hai? Samay kya hai? And if we translate this into English from Hindi word for word, it becomes time what is. And that sounds kind of silly, right? But remember, the order of the words in Hindi is not the same as English. In Hindi, the subject is the first word and the verb is the last word. So again, we say Samay kya hai. Okay, if you've taken my classes, everyone should know how to say this in Hindi. This is a kya question, right? What is your name? And we say, Aapka naam kya hai? What is your name? Here's a recap of all the Hindi question words. And today we focused on kya and what and kyun, why. Really good work today. Dhanyavad for listening. Keep practicing and I'll see you in class.